Unit 7, Day 1. Before we jump in, make sure you take a look at this. Your test for this unit will include an equation test prior to the regular test, so make sure you're working towards memorizing the equations. Okay, on the very back page of your notes, you can see all of the equations here that we'll learn today. Let's see here. Everything from my finger and above will be something that we learn today. So all of these areas. Most of them you already know, like area of a triangle, area of a circle, you already know that. Area of a trapezoid, should know that as well. The two new ones would be area of a regular polygon and area of a parallelogram. And then underneath here are some example of the equation tests that you can practice writing them. I recommend making flashcards. Okay, so first area formulas for a circle. Area equals pi r squared. Having circumference would be pretty good too. Circumference is similar to your perimeter. For a circle, it would be 2 pi r. Triangle is 1/2 base times height. Okay, your height is this altitude that's created inside the triangle if you don't have a right triangle. I know which one is the base because the height is creating a right angle with that side. Trapezoid is 1/2 times the height times both the bases added together. So b1 plus b2, those base 1, base 2. The height is the distance between the two bases. A square, all the sides are the same. So for area, I would do side times side, which would be side squared. For perimeter, it'd be adding up all four sides, so 4s. Rectangle, area is length times width. Perimeter would be 2 of the lengths plus 2 of the widths. And lastly, area of a parallelogram would be base times height. To find the perimeter of another figure, add all of the sides together to find the total distance. So let's do 4 basic figures finding the area around the nearest tenth. So for this first one, this is a rectangle, so area equals length times width, so 3.9 times 4.7. Type that into your calculator. Area should be 18.3, and it would be meters squared. Second one, this is a parallelogram. I'm finding the area of this shape here. Okay, I have found the altitude on the outside of the shape, which is telling you the height between the two bases is 6. So area equals base times height, so 6 times 8.3. Area is 49.8 yards squared. If necessary, make sure we round the nearest tenth. The next one, we have a trapezoid. Okay, I know that I'm going to throw out the 8.4. I won't be using that. Area equals 1/2 times the height, which is the distance between the two bases. It's creating a right angle with it. So the height is 7. And then times the bases added together. So 3.2 plus 9. I'm going to throw all of that into my calculator, being sure to use parentheses where necessary. So 0.5 times 7 times 3.2 plus 9. 42.7 yards squared. Most of this should not be new. Pause the video and try the last 3 on your own. Okay, hopefully you've paused it and tried this one on your own. This is a circle, so it's pi r squared. So pi 9 squared. So 81 pi. Plug that into your calculator. 254.46, so 0.5 kilometers squared. Okay, next one we have a triangle here. This triangle, this is our height or our altitude. It's creating a right angle down here, so I know that 8 would be my base. So area equals 1/2, base which is 8, height which is 4.3. Plug that onto your calculator and you should get 17.2 meters squared. Next one is a square, so I could just take 3.8 times 3.8, or it's side squared, so it would be 3.8 squared. So area equals 14.4 meters squared. Next section, a little word problem section. Plug each measurement into the correct formula, solving for the missing measurement. Number 1. Given a trapezoid has an area of 29.5 yards squared, a height of 5 yards, and one base measuring to 8 yards. Find the length of the other base. So let's take a look at the formula that we're going to plug into. A is 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. We have all the information except for one of the bases. So let's plug in our information. I'm going to work over here for more room. 29.5 equals 1/2 times the height, which is 5, times 8 plus my other base, b. Let's combine our like terms. I'm going to go ahead and do 1/2 times 5. So 29.5 equals 2.5. 8 plus b. Now I want to get b alone. I still have something outside the parentheses. So because the whole right side is being multiplied by 2.5, I can undo that by dividing the whole side by 2.5. So if I divide this right side by 2.5, the 2.5's cancel. So I'm just left with 8 plus b. Left side, 29.5 divided by 2.5 is 11.8. Lastly, to get b alone, I should be subtracting 8 on both sides. So b equals 3.8 yards. That's the other base. Number 2, given a triangle has an area of 23 inches squared and a height of 5.1, find the measure of the base. So its area equals 1/2 base times height. The area is 23 equals 1/2. Height of 5.1 and the base we don't know. If I want to get base alone, I can divide by 1/2 and 5.1 at the same time. On the right side, they would cancel. So b equals. I'm going to plug this into my calculator, making sure I do 23 divided by, and then in parentheses, 0.5 times 5.1. So 9.01, so just 9. You could have also did 0.5 times 5.1 and got 2.55. So you would just be doing 23 divided by 2.55. So you get the same thing. Just want to be careful not to round too much. So we would get 9 inches. Number 3, given a parallelogram has an area of 13.1 kilometers squared and a base length of 4.5 kilometers. Find the height. So let's recall our area formula for a parallelogram. It's A equals base times height. So if the area is 13.1, the base is 4.5, we're looking for height. To get h alone, divide by 4.5 on both sides. Should get 2.9 kilometers. Number 4, find the area of a sheet of paper measuring 8 by 11 inches. So a sheet of paper is a rectangle, so it'd be 11 by 8. To find the area, multiply those together, length times width. So 88 inches squared. All right, these next ones are two-steppers. So I'll read the problems first. It says find the perimeter of a square with an area of 400. So first we're going to find the side, then using that side find the perimeter. So it says find the perimeter of a square with an area of 400. So let's do the area formula for a square. Area equals side squared. So if the area is 400, and that equals side squared, I want to get side alone. I want to know how much one side is. So to get s alone, I would square root it. So s would be 20. Now to find the perimeter, I'd be adding up all of the sides. So it'd be 20, 20, 20, and 20. Or I can do 4 times 20. The perimeter would be 80 inches. Number 2. Find the perimeter of a rectangle with an area of 400 inches squared if the length is 25 inches. So we have an area of 400. So area equals length times width. So 400 equals the length is 25, the width we don't know. Divide by 25, so W is 16. Find the perimeter, so perimeter equals 2 times length plus 2 times width. So 2 times 25 plus 2 times 16. Perimeter is 82 inches. Next section, area of a regular polygon. So when I look at this regular polygon, the segment from the center to one of the sides creating a right angle is called the apothem. That measurement will typically be given to you. So the apothem is the segment from the center of a regular polygon drawn at a right angle to a side. So our equation for this is area equals 1/2 apothem and capital P. So what does this mean? 1/2 times the apothem, or you could say apothem, times capital P would be the perimeter of the shape. And the perimeter is the sum of the sides. So if I had told you that this side is 2, well, could you find the perimeter? Yeah, you could say 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Or, well, how many sides are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could just do 2 times 6 and get 12. So let's look at part 1. So we have this shape here. Plugging into our formula, area equals 1/2 apothem, which is 19.1, times perimeter, so 22, and how many sides are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides. Plug that all into your calculator. Area should be 1,260.6. If I had some kind of units like inches, it would still be inches squared. Second one. Area equals 1/2. Apothem's 13.7. And perimeter would be 10 times how many sides are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sides. Plugging that into your calculator, you would get 616.5. You try the next two on your own. Okay, so for this nonagon means it has 9 sides. So I know a lot of this is plugging into your calculator, but you need to show me at least you setting up the equation. So 1/2 times the apothem, 9.4. And perimeter would be 9 times 6.8. Doesn't matter what order I write them I could switch them if I wanted to. Plugging that into your calculator, you should get 287.6. Last one, pentagon, 5 sides. Area equals 1/2 times 6.5 times 9.4 times 5. 1/2 times the apothem times perimeter. $152.8. The last portion of our notes would be finding the area of a composite shape. Composite shapes are made up of multiple basic shapes put together. To find a composite area, find the area of each individual shape, then add them together. To find the area of a shaded region, find the area of the outside figure, so I'd find the area of this shaded, I'd find the area of the whole rectangle, then find the area of the unshaded region, then subtract out the unshaded. So the directions say, find the area of each composite figure. If shaded, only give the area for the shaded region. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So I like to make sure that I'm labeling what I'm finding. That way I can go back and check my work if I need to, or find my small error. You'll see me label what I'm doing here on all of the problems throughout the rest of the unit. So this composite shape is made up of a rectangle on top and a trapezoid on bottom. So I'm going to find the area of the rectangle, add the area of the trapezoid. So my rectangle is just length times width, so 12 by 23. That's not too bad. Trapezoid would be 1/2 height times the bases added together. So my bases would be the two parallel pieces, so the 15 and this 23. The height would be the distance between the bases, so from here to here. How can I find that? Well, if I know this whole thing's 18, and this section is 12, I'll do 18 minus 12 to get 6 here. So that would be my height, 6. 12 times 23 is 276, plus 1/2 times 6 times 15 plus 23 gave me 144. Then I want to add those together. So my area is 390 centimeters squared. Number 2, how many shapes do you see here? Okay. I see a rectangle, plus I see a triangle, plus I see this half a circle. So let's start with the rectangle. What are my sides? Well, can I actually start there? I know it's 9 by something. This is 9. I don't know the length from here to here. I know this little portion is 7. The whole thing's 26, but I don't have enough information yet. Plus. Well, let's see here. If this is 9, that means this is 9. Which in turn means this is 9. Which in turn means from the center to the outside of the circle, this would be 9. So now I can find it. The entire height would be 26. From here to here is 9. From here to here is 7. So I just subtract 26 minus 7 minus 9 to find... Oh, actually, I can just do, that would find me this height. 27 minus 6 minus 9 would be 10 here, which I'll need for my triangle. And then if I just do 26 minus 9, that would give me the length of the side of the rectangle. 26 minus 9 would be 17. So my rectangle is 9 by 17. For my triangle, it's 1/2 base times height. So this is my right angle here. Base is 9, height is 10. Circle, so it's half of the area of a circle, which is 2 pi r. So, the area of a circle is pi r squared. So it'd be pi, r is radius, which is 9 squared. Let's plug this into our calculator. So 9 times 17 is 153. Plus 1/2 times 9 times 10 is 45. Plus 0.5, because it's half of a whole circle, times pi times 9 squared, 127.2. The composite area, so the area of the whole thing, is me adding those three things up. I'm getting 325.2 feet squared. This next two are me finding the area of the shaded region only. So I'm finding the area of the whole shape, which is a rectangle, and I'm going to take away the area of the triangle. So area of the rectangle would be length times width, 14 times 25. Taking away the triangle, base times height, or 1/2 base times height. So the height is 11. The base is the one that is creating the right angle here. So this whole side, which is also 25. Plug it into your calculator. 14 times 25 is 350. Taking away 0.5 times 11 times 25, 137.5. Area equals 212.5 centimeters squared. Number 4. So what is this whole shape? It is a trapezoid. We're taking out the non-shaded region, which is a half a circle. So the trapezoid is 1/2 height. So I need to find this distance times your bases. So your bases are your parallel sides. So 17 plus 37. Minus the circle would be 1/2 pi r squared. So we're looking for this piece and this piece. We don't know what the radius is. So let's think, could we find the distance between these two? Well, if I create it here, and I draw myself an altitude, right angle, could I figure out the length of this, or I'll call it h for height. If I see this as a right triangle, this entire bottom base is 37. This top base meets at this point, so from here to here, I would just do 37 minus 17 and get 20. Since it's a right triangle, I have two sides. I need the third. I can use Pythagorean theorem. So h, that's a side, so h squared plus 20 squared equals 25 squared. H squared equals 25 squared minus 20 squared is 225. Square root both sides, so h equals 15. So if this whole thing is 15, I can plug that in there. Then from here to here, the radius would be 7.5. So that was what would go here. So 1/2 times the height, 15, times the bases added together, minus half a circle area, so half pi r squared. Plug it into your calculator. So for the trapezoid, I got 405, and we have to take out the non-shaded region. So I'm taking out, plugging this into your calculator, I got 88.4. When we subtract them, 316.6 inches squared.